Okay, welcome everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. This is a very unique, uncensored, unscripted, ad-libbed, open topic show. You can discuss any damn thing you want. It's uncensored. So now we begin. It is a lovely May, the merry, merry month of May. You know, April showers brings May flowers. Um, it is May the 8th, 2022, and I'm your host, James P. Madonna, and I am here with my co-host. That's right, the one and only. Let me get him up here. The one and only the Commodore. There he is, Commodore, the Commodore of Akara, North Atlantic. The Commodore is here. Let's see. I'm very happy to have you on the show once more. You've been on a few times, but you've been on in the past with me too, whether it be Facebook or YouTube. But this seems to be a good ongoing system we have here. Let's see, Commodore, the great natural competitive strength athlete, um, oh, circular strength, uh, um, power lifter, kettlebell, everything. He's done it all. He's done it all. Everybody wants fucking money. Oil companies and greedy dairy farmers who inherited their land for free from their great, 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 great grandfathers. That's right. That's right. And you know, there's the real tax cheats are the mega rich, the top 2% of the population. Some people say 1%, but don't feel too sorry for the other percent. They're living pretty high on a hog as well. They're on the tax vacation. They're tax evaders. They're tax cheats, whatever you want to call them, and all the burden for the past few decades or several decades, all the burden has been unfairly on the shoulders of the middle class, which includes Main Street, includes small companies, small emerging growth companies, self-employed professionals, like let's say a chiropractor or CPA or everybody on Main Street, mom and pop stores, they're all middle class, and all the tax burden has been unfairly put on them for a reason. So the fat cats, the greedy fat cats, can get away with supporting the United States taking care of the country. I mean, you can't run a country without taxes. Let's just be honest. You really can't. Cannot. Jordy, hello. Thank you. Subscribe to Progressive Discussions and hit the like button. I'll hop on. That's right. He will hop on because here he is now, a performing artist from Scotland, Jordy K. Jordy.
Yo, how are you doing?
Good, good. Welcome. Another week has blown by, and we are here Sunday once again. Let's see. Yeah, plus dairy farmers pay next to nothing in property taxes for thousands of acres of farmland because the zoning rules state that farmland is to be taxed at the lowest rate. Well, look at the subject we're going to bring up a little bit later. TV evangelists, megachurch, prosperity preaching pastors. They're the biggest whores around, and they're not paying any taxes because they're using the fact that they are a religious, quote unquote organization, a quote unquote church that they are exempt, or they should be exempt from paying taxes. Bullshit. Their money does not go towards God's work. They don't help the poor. They stuff their pockets. They're greedy. They're probably the biggest con artist scammers next to Bernard Madoff, who made off with everyone's money. That's why he was called Bernard Madoff. Hey, Bart Robinson, welcome. Hope you're having a great weekend. Happy Sunday to Bart Robinson from the rural section of southwestern New Jersey. Okay, the land of farms and pine barrens and the Jersey Devil and Fort Dix, the old Fort Dix, New Jersey.
Hello, Bart.
U.S. Army. Hello. You headed to your local gym for a good sweat on the row machine. I'll be listening a little later. You know what would be cool, Bart, if you had your phone charged to 100% power and you put yourself live. You don't have to really get into any politics. You put yourself live, you prop your phone up, point it towards you, doing what you do best at the gym. Now, wouldn't that be interesting? Think about it. Okay, back to the Commodore. Commodore. Never feel sorry for a fucking dairy farmer. They are all rich beyond your wildest dreams. They spill the excess milk into the fields so they can keep the prices up. That's a dastardly trick by food producers, big agri, or even the beer industry, corporate beer industry. The Rheingold Brewing Company, who was used to be the sponsor of the New York Mets. They were having some financial problems, and for some reason, they dumped, I don't know if it's tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of gallons of Rheingold beer into the New York City sewers.
Wow.
So you could tell the rats had a party down there. you know that, but yeah, they do that. It's really horrible. Hey. Jordy K, performing artist. It's the techno king of United Kingdom. Hey Bart, I hope you see some nice ass in the gym on a Sunday afternoon. Wear dark sunglasses. Well, you want to wear mirrored sunglasses so the chicks don't see you looking at their ass in the too tight spandex pants. Well, yeah, you got to wear. See what Jordy K's got? You got to wear the mirrored shades. who I believe the state troopers and the military first made them famous, but theirs is only silver. Theirs is only silver. Now they got them in all wild colors, and nobody knows. It's great for detectives, undercover detectives, private investigators, um, um, uh, FBI agents, CIA agents, anybody that does not want you to know where or who they are checking out. They are staring. And it's good for people like Jordy, who gets a lot of groupies because he's a performing artist. All right. The only purpose of two light spandex gym pants is to tease the men in the gym. Well, yeah, we used to call them cock teasers back in the day.
Cock teasers, yeah.
Cock
Oh,
teasers.
yeah,
Let me get the banner. Let's see, what am I going to use here? I'll use this one. All right, I use that one there. Okay. Jordy is the man. Yes, Jordy has a beautiful harem in his native Scotland. I am jealous of my friend Jordy.
I'm jealous of you, Jeff. I mean,
That's because Jeff likes
look at this.
he likes freckled redhead girls. That's why. Oh,
That's too skinny.
The wolf needs some protein.
Yeah, I know. Definitely.
I told you. I sent you that workout for dumbbell.
Yeah,
Facebook Messenger. Just do them slow. If you got lighter dumbbells, just do them slow. Like
Jeff Sambale will probably say this as well. Like, sea protein is better to get it naturally than the powder. Or do you use powder as well? Right, that's a wee question for Jeff there.
You know what? You know what's one of the highest protein source? Plus,
egg.
You get all your omega-3 fatty acid. No, salmon.
Salmon. Oh, I love salmon.
Salmon contains 100 grams of top of the line protein per pound.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know what the metric conversion is for 16 ounces, but yeah, 100 grams.
I got salmon down the stairs. Do you want me to show you? Some Scottish salmon.
I know you got good marine despite. Okay, let's see. I love pasty white, red-haired Scottish women with freckles sprinkled all over their ample bosoms.
Redheads, oh, they're crazy chicks then.
All right. Little jazz to wake up things. Let me go. Yeah, now it's better to see everybody.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, sadly, there's usually not much to look at in my gym. It's slim pickings for this 62-year-old guy in this small backwoods town.
He's 62. Wow, you look good for your age, man. You look very good for your age.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, Bart's 62. But anyway.
Wait, I thought it was Jeff who was saying that.
Yeah, I mean.
I read that wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a tad bit older than Bart. But the more in the rural area, the more in the backwoods you are, the more the women are not very pleasing to the eyeballs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
How old are you, James? Did you say you're older than 60?
What? Sex? What?
How old are you, James?
I'll be this August 1st, I'll be 64.
Fucking hell. Damn, how do you look that good at that age, though?
Well,
honestly,
I always
took
care of myself. My mother and my late mother and Uncle Frank were into holistic living and vitamins and antioxidants and exercise, and they set a good example for me. Even the Commodore here eats very healthy. He eats organic foods. He eats vitamin rich foods, minerals like dulse,
Well, do you know what my favourite snack is?
the famous
Celery
Nova
with a little bit of
Scotia,
salt.
the famous Nova Scotia dulse. He eats a lot of good food, and he works out all the time. So
Yeah.
keep strong, Bart. Keep strong. Keep strong, Bart. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen his full workouts, but the Commodore is really a dedicated physical fitness trainer, and you know he's worked out. He's worked out on the show before. Um, yeah, well, the problem I have is last can of sardines I got were Pacific Ocean sardines packed in tomato sauce, and it said on the can they were young baby herring. But the problem is, I don't know if it's the tomato sauce in the can that does it, but it had such a horrible metallic flavor from being in the can. I had to throw it away. I couldn't eat it. So I don't know if it's natural to to eat sardines in a can to get that tin. I mean, that metallic flavor,
Yeah.
or something about the tomato, the acid in the tomato that brought it on. But I just can't eat it no more.
Acidic?
Yeah, it tasted like metallic, from the can.
Yeah.
Keep your pipes clean. Yeah, well, yeah. Um, that's why I told Commodore off the air that I got another huge jar of Acme brand pickled cream herring. It has like onions in it. It's like but I get the big jar because I eat a lot of it because I love the flavor. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. I'm gonna crack open a beer that I gave 99% out of 100 this past Wednesday on Ronald Terrio's Joker's Wild Wednesday, and I just want to get this one is Pennsylvania company Troeg's brewery, and it's a Doppelbock, a double bock beer, Trojanator, and it is really pleasant. It is, I think it's 8.2% alcohol, and I will crack it open. Not crack it, but open it. I will open it and show you what a nice color it is while I pour it.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Oh, it's very good. Doppelballs. I mean Doppelbock.
Apple balls.
Doppelballs. Doppelballs. Oh gosh.
Well, it looks dark. Dark gold.
No,
Dark
no, it's brown. It's as you can see, it's a light tan color to the head.
Yeah.
If you can see, if my
yeah, beige.
yeah, like a beige. Here's the you can see the carbonation. It's quite dark. It's really a great, fantastic, not only dark beer, but a beer in general. I mean, not comparing it with stout or porter or ale, but they used an ale yeast. They use specific hops. It's really quite nice. It's fragrant. It's a good balance between hops and malt. They're both prominent in here. Get a caramel flavor. There is something floral, which I get from all high quality craft beers. Let's see, pickled cream herring. That is so funny. I am pissing me pants. It makes me think of some very moist spandex from Southern Connecticut. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Kelly Calzone. Bart, no worries. At 62 years old, you should have the pick of the litter with all kinds of happily divorced, middle-aged broads and dames. Make sure they are not gold diggers.
Yeah, gold diggers off.
Yeah, you don't need that aggravation. But there's different forms of gold diggers. I mean, you got gold diggers that are after money. You have women that like to hook up with men of power, and then you have the what do you call it? The green card whores. They're looking for a green card, and then they leave the American man, and then they have you have dinner and drink whores. They do that. I'm telling you, there's scammers on the with the online dating. They'll go out with a guy just to get free dinner and drinks, and then he tries to contact them, and they don't reply. They don't call him back, and then they probably do it to another poor sucker, and another one, another one, another one. So I say, first, you got to get acquainted through video chatting. That's the only way you can scope out the person to see what their agenda is, what they're all about. Get acquainted with them. You see if there's any red flags popping up with the new person. All right, and then when you meet, you don't meet for dinner or dinner and drinks. You meet for coffee and a pastry. It could be cafe latte and a croissant or a muffin or something. You keep it very casual, very casual. Okay, let's get it.
That was a good review, James. You done good there. You should actually do like beer review uploads, videos of yourself doing a beer review. You're good at it, man.
This is great, man, Jordy. This is great. It really is.
What's the percent?
8.2.
8.2. Wow, that's strong.
Yeah, but the flavor is just so well balanced.
Yeah.
Everything is really good. It's not. Bart, keep pumping that iron, and those broads will be chasing you all over the county. Oh, county.
Cunt.
Now, Johnny Carson song. Hi-oh. Oh. Easier said than done, but I'll keep pushing ahead. Yeah, you
James,
keep
you do this.
you keep pushing to get head. Get it, Bart? You got to keep pushing to get head.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, Commodore has to take a serious piss. I have a gallon of water with organic tart cranberry juice. Oh yeah, no wonder why. Oh, no wonder why you have to take that garden hose out. I have a gallon of water with. James, you have to try Wild Planet brand sardines. They are the best brand in my opinion. If I see them, it sounds like I would have to find them at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods.
James, did you hear an echo there?
I'll try it. What's that?
Did you hear an echo?
Yeah, I did, and it stopped. Yeah, if anybody's watching the show on YouTube, you have to mute the audio on the YouTube on YouTube. If Mark keeps pumping that iron in his gym, he will get all the pickle, cream, herring his heart desires. That's a famous Doppelbock, but I'm telling you, I don't normally make a big fuss like this. over an alcoholic beverage because I'm not a lush, you know.
Cheers, Clink.
Cheers to you, Clank. Cheers to you, performing artist Jordy K.
Cheers, James. Web creator since 1995. Is that correct?
Look at that. You do what I used to do with cranberry. I used to dilute it so it's not as tart and or acidic. I used to, put maybe like a 50-50, like filtered water and cranberry. Or you could do that with pomegranate. They sell concentrated pomegranate, with no sugar added.
I like cranberry juice.
Now, another thing that's really refreshing, Trader Joe's has an herb tea called Red Refresh, and you can do a cold water infusion by putting the tea bags in a pitcher of ice water and let a couple hours go by, and the water will turn red, and it will be really good. It has a lot of great ingredients called Red Refresh at Trader Joe's. Okay, let me see if let me see if one of these comes up. I wanna take a whack at the prosperity megachurch scammers. Let me just see if I can grab one. Well, I could. Well, let me try this one. Now this one I think is Copeland. He's a lunatic. Now what? What's wrong? Zuckerberg is fucking around with me now? No audio? Wait a minute. How can that be? Oh, for God's sakes, that hawk-nosed fucking geek, Mark Zuckerberg.
And now is the time to call for the return on your tithing and on your giving and your sowing over the year. Hallelujah. Call for it. You have a right to it. It's laid up in your heavenly account.
You better believe the topic was not the gospel. The topic was not, come and have your sins forgiven. Come and repent. You know what it was. Come get your blessings. Come get your miracle. Come get your deliverance. Come get and the list goes on and on. These are the things that thousands flock to.
Hello. If you appreciate these videos, the video editing, the non-monetization, would you consider supporting and encouraging?
Yeah, blow it out of your ass. All right. Yeah, that was good. That was, that's just an example, a very short example. We have another example here. Oh, we have another one. All right, let's try. Well, all right, let's try this character.
Part of my, if you want to call it.
Okay, hold on. This guy is a first-class piece of shit. Okay. Let me see if it's up here. Excuse me while I retrieve the oh, he's there also? Why is
I think I have an important voice, but I think I've been good. I think part of my, if you want to call it success,
As I've stayed in my lane, and my lane is lifting people's spirits.
That's it? Oh.
Let's talk about Joel Osteen. First provide 12 facts about Osteen, and then we'll share our conclusion about him. So make sure you watch until the end to get the full context of what we're saying. Fact number 1. Osteen teaches that basically all people are good people who simply make poor choices.
When you see civil partnerships being sanctioned, you think that's wrong? Presumably.
Well, yeah, I think it's wrong, but I'm not going to bash those people. I'm not going to be against those people. They're good people. And in dealing with people for several years, thousands of people, one thing I can tell you is 99.9% of people are not bad people. They may make poor choices, but deep down, they've got a good heart.
Really?
Well, what does the Bible have to say about this? Apostle Paul seems to think differently. He says, there is none righteous, not even one. There is none who does good. No, not one.
Doesn't teach people that they are sinners. In a 2005 interview that Osteen did with Larry King, King asked, "You don't call them sinners? Is that a word you don't use?" And Osteen answered, I don't use it. I never thought about it, but I probably don't. But most people already know what they're doing wrong.
There's a guy down my way, down in Houston, Smiling Joel. Smiling Joel says, sinners don't need to be told they're sinners. They know they're sinners. No, they don't. They don't. They don't. They look at the guy on the news who hacks somebody up and they say, that's a sinner, not me. They don't sin, they make mistakes. You sin, but they don't. They make bad choices. They have bad patches. They have bad habits, but they're not sinners.
Fact number 3. Osteen says he doesn't teach scripture by scripture, but rather just how to live a great life. He teaches non-Christians and atheists how to live a great life without teaching them that they need to repent of sin or have faith in Jesus alone for salvation.
Now, your fan base is not just Christian, right? I understand you have Muslims, even atheists. How do you explain that?
You know,
Why would an atheist be a fan
well,
of?
I think what they like, Larry, is when, the principles that we teach are from the scripture, but they can help anybody, to reach dreams or to forgive or to have healthy, good self-image. So, I know I'm not a traditional pastor in terms of I'm just going down teaching scripture by scripture, because, a lot of my, what I would teach would just be more how to live a great life years ago. So I feel like it's my best book.
Who's it for?
It's for anybody that wants to just move forward. I call it a faith-building book. It's easy to get stuck in a rut and think, well, this is as good as it gets. So it's just really something to give a boost in our faith. And when I say faith, you don't have to be a religious person. It's principles in there that'll help you to think bigger, to have the right perspective, things like that.
So someone can use this book without being a churchgoer, without being religious?
I think so. Many people watch that are like that.
Fact number 4. Osteen leads non-Christians in positive declarations about their lives, without mentioning the need to repent of sin or have faith in Jesus alone for salvation.
You can watch Pastor Joel's entire I Am sermon. We have it on Oprah.com. Final thoughts from you, Pastor Joel.
Well, I think it's just so important to never speak negative words about yourself, your family. It may come to your mind, but don't give your words life by speaking them out. Don't ever say anything negative about yourself. You may feel it, but just, zip it up and make those positive declarations.
It takes time, though, because from the time I heard the I Am sermon, what it did, and I'm hoping this is what's going to happen for all of you who are watching, who are here, is that you start catching yourself. Because, if you're however old you are, you have the habit of feeding the negative tapes to yourself. Mm-hmm. I do too. And so when you first catch yourself doing it, you switch it, just as we've been doing here today. You switch the I am, and it takes practice. That's why the declarations help you get into the practice of it.
Yeah, he doesn't mention sinning, sinners, bad people, negative words. He's a Pollyanna because he doesn't want you to see the extreme negativity in what he does and how he scams people. And Oprah sucks up to anyone who is successful at amassing a fortune, millions of dollars. She's a big time corporate and what do you call rich, a rich person, brown nose or sycophant.
Absolutely. It's not something you go out and have to do in public. You get up in the morning, you're in the shower, you're driving to work saying, you know what, Lord, thank you, I'm strong. I make good decisions. I'm healthy. Just simple things like that.
I'm looking forward to my future.
Yes, yes.
I'm looking forward to my future. Yes. Could you lead us in a few I ams?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can we all stand?
Can we all stand?
Let's stand.
All right.
All right. Just repeat after me. I am strong.
I am strong.
I am healthy.
I am healthy.
I am confident. I am secure.
I am secure.
I am talented.
I am talented.
I am creative. I am disciplined.
Oh, I can't handle this anymore. Goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, I always knew where Oprah's coming from. You know, she's a very braggadocious, loudmouth, suck up. James, who is that fitness fuck who advertises unassuming clients to eat all day and bulk up and drink water in excess? The body will tell you when to eat and when to drink. Yeah, the body will give you all the signals you need, the human body. When you really need water, you'll feel thirsty. When you really need to eat, you'll feel hungry. When you're about to get injured, you'll feel pain. When you feel the pump, the burning and the pump in your muscles, then you're growing. You know, fear, flight or fight. You know, if a friggin' 600-pound tiger is stalking you, you better be afraid and get the hell out of there. You know, these are all natural instincts. But as far as following I mean, you have general menus of healthy eating, you have general advice, but to measure everything out to the exact ounce, I don't believe in doing. I believe in what Atkins used to preach: high protein, very low carb, and no sugar if you can, or low sugar. Very low carb, high protein, high fat, essential fats, high essential fatty acids. Okay, we got one last. Let me see here.
You know what I like, James? Celery. I'm a big fan of celery. I love it as a snack. See a stick of celery, wash it first, a little bit of salt on it. Lovely.
Oh, celery. Celery is great in electrolytes. It's if you're an athlete, I would definitely like juice celery, cabbage, carrot. You know, the celery is a great electrolyte source.
Yeah. Celery soup is a good thing as well. And I've had actual celery juice as well.
Well, celery and what do you call? My grandmother used to put cream cheese in a stalk inside of a stalk of celery. You know, the curved part of celery. She used to put cream cheese the whole length of it. It was pretty damn good. And seafood, a lot of seafood recipes people use celery, and they use dillweed too. Okay.
I love seafood. I love seafood.
Oh, me also. I I'm big on scallops.
Yeah, scallops.
Or Commodore says scallops.
As we go tonight, an American evangelist named Benny Hinn will have arrived in Australia to preach to thousands at his crusades. Trouble is, Benny Hinn is a fake, a dangerous fake. What he does is prey on the sick, the desperate, and the gullible. The advertisements for his Australian tour say Miracle Crusade, come expecting to receive your miracle. Well, that's simply a lie. What we've discovered is that if you go, you'll be touched for donations and be caught in a piece of showbiz trickery. This Palestinian-born preacher man with a morning show each day on Channel 10 and annual earnings of around $100 million is just a shameless salesman selling false hope. When Benny Hinn last brought his crusade to Australia in January, over 20,000 people turned out each night to see him perform at Melbourne's Myer Music Hall. They came to see the so-called Miracle Man, one of the superstars of tele-evangelism.
I don't know what to say.
What?
Thank you, Jesus.
His daily broadcast is seen in about 80 countries.
Oh, Jesus, what can we say but thanks? What can we say but thanks?
Benny Hinn is a faith dealer. At every crusade,
They're actors.
he's worked a miracle for them, curing all kinds of ailments.
Where was the pain?
Right here in the back.
But now, hold it.
Where?
No, it's gone completely.
These people are paid to do this.
The headquarters of the Miracle Man are in Orlando, Florida, not far from that other magic kingdom, Disney World. But getting to meet Benny wasn't easy. His gates were closed to us until we told him we were going to do our story with or without his blessing, or that of his guardian angels.
I would wake up at night and I would see angels in my room. At first, I did not really understand it. It was very, it's even now hard to describe really what they look like. What did they look like? They looked like you and me, except you can see through them. Wings and halos? No, I did not see any wings. I don't remember any wings. But very light, very lit up, almost like a misty type of a person.
Benny's real guardian angels are his army of TV producers and directors.
Well, that was only inevitable.
They choreograph these performances. They milk the emotion, building the excitement towards each night's well-rehearsed finale.
How much do they get each? $100, maybe?
Down from a dozen different cameras.
Anybody can do it. It has nothing to do with God. It has to do with suspending critical judgment.
The Reverend Ollie Anthony runs a Christian watchdog group in Dallas. He and his staff have studied the Benny Hinn show for years and say it's just a carefully orchestrated exercise in mass hysteria.
Well, first of all, you're at the first level of hypnosis when you go into the crusade. Well, and you've been programmed by seeing it week after week on television of people falling down when he blows on them. And then you go there expecting that to happen. And then the music, repetitive music, and the lighting, and the crowds, and the monosyllabic singing all creates this environment. It's just like a stage hypnosis.
Because he's passing out gifts for you.
A man told me one day, he said, "You are better than P.T. Barnum." I said, "Oh, well, thank you. But let me tell you something. This is purely the power of God, whether you accept it or not.
But you and I know, Benny, that they fall over because of the power of suggestion, not the power of the Lord.
Well, that's your opinion. That's absolutely no.
You've seen the same trick.
No, my friend. Listen, let me tell you something. Now, when I lay hands on people, they do fall. Why they fall, I don't know.
But if you lay hands on me here now with the cameras on,
Nothing happens.
you couldn't make me fall down.
No, because there's no anointing right now. You don't understand something.
No, because there's no way in the world you could make me believe in what you say.
Well, again, Jeff, that is something you feel and believe. Yet thousands of people who attended our meetings. I've been in this thing for 25 years.
A lot of practice.
No. If you think that I can fool all those people, then I am, you can't fool all the people all the time.
Just stretch your hands towards me
you're
in
right,
your
Commodore.
arms
You're right,
and
Commodore.
come put your hands across that screen. All that is the act of faith. That's all it is. Touch every person, watch.
When Benny Hinn urged the sick in his television audience to seek healing from his hands, among the desperate who reached out were Joanne and Paul Roach of Brisbane. Joanne had just been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
I became paralysed for 3 months there. I couldn't move my arms or my legs. I woke up cross-eyed. My face all went over to one side.
Did you see it as an illness or as Satan?
Oh, attack from Satan, definitely, yeah.
Satan can put infirmities on anybody. It's up to our belief in God that that we will be healed from them.
Let's not play games with our eternity.
When the laying on of television hands didn't work, Joanne and her husband Paul went along to the pastor's Brisbane crusade.
I prayed to God and I said, God, if I really believe that you're going to heal me today, and went knowing I had a knowing feeling that I was going to be healed that day.
Multiple sclerosis is an incurable disease.
That's right.
Well, for God.
If you're cured, it's a miracle.
That's right.
Yeah.
God's a God of miracles. He's a good God.
You believe you're totally cured?
Yes.
You believe you've had a miracle?
That's right.
When we joined Benny Hinn on a crusade in Albuquerque, thousands of desperate people turned up to buy what Benny is selling, a commodity called hope.
Televangelism is a $3.5 billion a year industry in America alone. Benny Hinn is now we estimate, I think very conservatively, that he'll take in $75 million this year.
As Benny's World Outreach Center is registered as a church, all of the money the faithful will stuff into these envelopes is tax-free. And once you're on his mailing list, you're a target for computer-driven mail order soliciting.
We call it a wheel of fortune. It's how they get names and addresses. And their crusades, like Benny does when he comes to Australia, their crusades are just their television set. And so the whole purpose of them is to develop a mailing list. And in that mailing list, when people call in for prayer or write for prayer, then those names are carefully nurtured and a very, very sophisticated system of money raising happens.
I want you to send a special love gift. It's going to the Lord. Look, it doesn't go to me. It goes to Jesus. It goes to his work.
Isn't it about money? Isn't it about these?
Well, of course, Jeff, we have to collect offerings. I do not apologize for that, because we have to pay our bills like anything else. We have to pay for television time. We have a staff of 500 people that we have to pay. So, I mean, money has got to be a part of it.
But didn't Jesus drive the money men out of the temple?
These people that were selling and buying at the temple were making a business out of God's house.
And this says on here, Benny, your church says Benny Hinn World Outreach Inc.
Right.
You're a business too.
Yeah, but let me
And
explain that.
didn't Jesus tip your tables over? Didn't he overturn the vendors? Didn't he drive them out of the temple?
again, if you read the gospel as the gospel states,
I have.
what had happened, it's quite simple. These individuals were not out to serve God. They were out to serve themselves.
Oh, you're
I
not?
had to have a big financial miracle. I would not give $1.
Right.
I would give a big sacrificial seed, believing God for the harvest.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
To keep the millions rolling in, Benny has to keep rolling out the miracles.
And I have been in pain since February.
And now?
And now I don't have any.
Pick up your legs, pick up your legs. Run over here. Come on, run, 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 run. God bless you.
A year ago, they said I have asthma. And it was 8 years ago this month when he shot me. And I know Satan just came back to tell me that I'm not healed, and I'm healed. And tonight when we were praising the Lord, he touched me. He touched me, and I'm healed. And I praise God.
Will you ask the Lord to heal you, sweetheart? Go ahead.
Jesus, will you heal me?
Before each show, Benny's staff go looking for the most telegenic and gullible characters. They have no way of knowing whether these people even have the illnesses they claim. The very first woman you brought up on stage in Albuquerque was presented by you as being cured, a miraculous walk. But we saw her walking and chatting with one of your staff before your show even began.
Let me tell you something. That woman was a fake.
So you admit you have fakes?
My friend, we have fakes all the time that come up on the platform and tell me they've been healed.
You turn those.
Wait.
You turn the fakes into part of the show.
No. You cannot. When I tell people, if you believe you've been healed, as you heard me tell, line up on the sides, and they do. And then we have people down below who check them. We cannot be 100% perfect every time.
We have a hot victims hotline where people call us with their stories. And the stories are endless of people who had loved ones die after they were proclaimed on television that they were healed. Having little children told that they were healed of hearing or eyesight or innumerable. And then in the excitement, yeah, I'm healed. And they leave the crusade and they still can't see, they still can't hear. And they tell them, well, the reason you weren't healed is because there's secret sin in your life. Or the reason you weren't healed is you didn't give enough money.
Has anyone really been healed in Benny Hinn's ministry?
In our research, there's not been one person that was healed.
But you're still on television, on your platform, making claims of miracle cures that you offer no proof at that moment.
Yeah,
look, if I go on television, I say, look, I've got a magic pill, Benny.
Yeah, but you are.
This is a magic pill that can cure any disease on earth.
Jeff, I want to please.
I'd break the law, wouldn't I?
I want to correct you for the last time. I do not say to the individual, "You're healed." They are telling me they've been healed. So we're not the ones claiming they've been healed. They are the ones claiming they've been healed.
And that's the danger with Benny Hinn's ministry. When he laid hands on Laura Twilley 2 years ago, she told everyone it was a miracle cure.
I have cancer all over my body, and I haven't been able to walk at all, or pretty much stand, and I'm doing pretty good now.
She even threw away her cancer-fighting drugs. But within 2 months, she was dead.
That was her last option because the doctors were not delivering the type of results that she wanted. And when it came down to the end, she was crushed.
Laura had told her husband, David, and their children she wouldn't need doctors anymore. She was putting her faith in Benny Hinn and his helpers.
They prayed for her and told her tonight was going to be her night to be healed and that she would be cured and she would not need the chemo and the radiation and all of the narcotics that she had been taking for the pain.
According to her husband, she left that auditorium instructed by your staff not to go ahead with her chemotherapy, her radiation, or even her pain relief because she'd been healed.
I would like to know who the staff member was who said that to her. I won't allow my staff to say such things. And if my staff said that to that gentleman, I will call this man myself and apologize and fire the staff member who said it. Because it's not right to tell people that.
But it's not an isolated case. The woman buried here in Houston, Texas, Joyce Vaughn, was another one of the so-called miracle cures at a Benny Hinn crusade.
Pastor, this lady had lung cancer. She was in this wheelchair. As you were ministering, she felt a heat come on her chest. Now she breathes freely, no pain whatsoever. She's been healed by God's power this morning.
Her daughter Jackie says Joyce too was persuaded to turn her back on her doctors.
One of the staff had told her she did not need her medicine anymore because Benny Hinn says she was healed.
What did her doctor say when she decided then that she was not going to have the chemotherapy?
He was very upset because she needed the chemo. She needed it. And if God was going to heal her, she would be healed either way. And she fought with that. She tried to call them for questions, the staff at Benny Hinn.
You know the case of Joyce Vaughn, the Houston woman?
I'm sorry, no, tell me about it.
Joyce Vaughn did come on your platform and was presented as having a miracle cure of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
She died. Before she died, to the distress of her doctor, she said she'd been instructed by your staff not to go ahead with her chemotherapy.
That is absolutely untrue.
She called to ask them questions because she was so uncertain about everything. No one returned the calls. She never could get a hold of anybody. And so by the time that she decided to go back and take the radiation, it had grown.
Did her doctor believe that if Joyce had gone on with the chemotherapy, the cancer may have been beaten?
Oh, yeah, or stayed in remission, at least.
Doesn't that worry you that, in fact, her life may have been shortened, having fallen under the spell of this?
It bothers me if a staff of mine told her to quit medication or chemotherapy. I have never said that to anyone.
I can tell you here under the anointing, it'll never come back. You will never, ever, ever. Now don't hug me too.
He's not giving people hope any more than Las Vegas
a liar.
or the lottery.
You just heard it.
He's giving people false hope.
Oh, boy.
And false hope should always be exposed, should always be spoken against.
Now you're healed.
Yeah, I feel healed. I feel fresh. I feel alive again.
The truth is, the Benny Hinn crusade is out of control. He does create false hope and misguided zeal.
John, just lift your hands and thank him for the privilege.
And those who suffer most are the believers who've fallen under his spell, like Queenslander Joanne Roche. With your permission, we spoke to your doctor, and he tells us that you're in remission.
The truth is, I know that I'm healed. I know that I'm healed, and nothing can tell me I'm not. It's not remission, it's healing.
You believe God can cure you anyway?
God's already done it through Benny Hinn.
A young lady that had been deaf from the age of 4 years old with MS was healed this morning completely.
Until her so-called miraculous healing, Joanne was using an antiviral drug, betaferin, to stabilize her multiple sclerosis. Since Benny Hinn came to town, she believes she doesn't need her medicine. Now, your GP still believes that you should be using the betaferin, that this would manage the illness and possibly delay an attack of acute MS.
Right. Well, he hasn't had an encounter with God, and we have, and we know that we're healed. Oh, I'm healed, and God, and Paul knows it too, because he can see the difference.
But has God asked you to stop using the medicine?
There's no need to use it.
There's no need. No.
There's no need because we're healed. I'm
Yeah.
healed.
What worries me most is the woman with MS is not taking the medication that would stabilize her illness. Her doctor says she still has MS. After seeing you, she's convinced she's healed. Okay. Would you look in that camera and tell her she should take the medication?
Absolutely. I want everyone watching me in Australia to please listen to me, Benny Hinn. I don't care what else you've heard from other people. If you believe you've been healed watching our program, or if you came to the crusade, please go to your doctor, have him check you before you get rid or throw away your medication.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Would you also tell Australia that you're a man, not a Messiah?
Absolutely. I'm very, very much a man. I've never claimed to be a Messiah or anyone special. Yeah, I was in Ghana just recently. We had 500,000 people show up, and a man was raised from the dead on the platform. That's a fact, people. That's a fact. A man was raised.
When Benny Hinn's show moves on, he doesn't get to see the sadness of the families left in his wake. Laura Twilley's daughters write to their mother every week, still trying to understand how she could die after her miracle.
On one side, Laura was telling them that I'm healed. You know, mommy's better. I'm not going to need the chemo and the radiation. But yet, on the other hand, when she died, that was the hardest thing for me to do, is to walk in that night and tell the girls that their mother was gone. You know what we're going to do? What are we going to
Send it to Mom.
Wait a minute, not yet. But why are we going to send them up to Mommy?
Because we love
Okay, let go, girls. Let it go. Let go, Sarah. What is the hardest thing, and I don't think he understands this, is when he puts up this hope, this expectation, and yet it doesn't come through. When the cameras are turned off and the lights are out, and he's out of the building, you're left there all alone by yourself. And you have to pick up the pieces and move on.
The only miracle I can see you've worked is that people in 80 countries believe that you can cure incurable diseases. That's a miracle.
Again, I will say it one more time, and with that, I'm done. That I do not cure, never have, and never will I use my position to hurt or harm anyone or take hope away. And with that, thank you.
Yeah, very sad, Commodore. Very, very sad. He's a sociopath. He's despicable. He obviously feels no remorse. He blatantly lies to the interviewer, because I heard on his show, on the video, on his show, on stage, it being said that the woman is cured, the woman is healed. So the statement was made. He lied. He lied, and he couldn't really answer the interviewer's questions completely, because by repeating the same thing over and over again, that I personally would never make the statement that anyone should not take their treatment from the doctor, their medication, that's anyone is healed. He kept repeating that, but at the same time, he was proven to be a liar. Jordy said he'll be right. He'll be back. Yeah, he's a tax-free sociopath huckster. Exactly. Yeah, no, Jordy said he'll be back. Maybe every time we discuss a deep, important subject, these people that are into partying all the time, they don't like that. Well, my show is not about feeling good and partying. If you want to do that, I don't care. You know, it's an uncensored, open topic show, but that's not what it's all about. But very, very sad. Now, those people that are evangelicals that are into all the hype, you know, they're into religion as a hype. I mean, in those states. I don't trust anybody who jumps up and down and gives me a lot of hype. No. That's why I like the methodical, serene, quiet sermons that I hear on either the exorcist bishop Brian Ouellette during his mass, or next door to me, Father Jose. No, nobody's jumping up and down, banging on a tambourine, you know. Yes, it's about advice, educating people, warning people so they don't have a problem, so they don't get misinformed by all the people that don't know their ass from their elbow out there on the internet, you know. And I see it every day, even on YouTube, you know. Oh yeah, the Church of the Holy Rosary in Edgewater, built in 1906. It is a true historic landmark. When they get the baptismal pool fixed, you know, where the holy water is, it's like a big fish pond, but it's made of marble. It's made of white marble. When they get that fixed, and they have like a trickling fountain, that's all holy water. It looks real beautiful. I think I took a photo of it when it was when it used to be open without any issues, you know. And they would baptize babies in that, you know. They could submerge the baby and do like a water baptism. It's quite nice. You know, I've never seen, in all the churches I've been inside, I've never seen a beautiful, huge receptacle for holy water like that, where you can do water baptism of a child. That's how big it is. It really is. Hey, happy Sunday, happy Mother's Day. Actually, gentlemen, last night's mass at the church next door was a Mother's Day mass. It was very nice, and you know, in memorial of my late mother and everyone else's mother, both deceased and alive, I toast all of them. Like my late grandmother used to say, anyone can be a father, but you only have one mother. It's a piece of cake to be a father. You know, you just pollinate a woman. I bet so. I bet it did. It was really nice. I'm going to look for the photos of it. It really is nice. When you see the photos, I mean, words alone do not do it justice, you know. Oh yeah, the whole mass was devoted to Mother's Day. It was quite, and I forgot. I didn't realize today was Mother's Day. That's probably where a lot of people are. They're probably at their mom's house. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she was very devout to the faith. But you know, it's very torturous to watch a parent decline with dementia, Alzheimer's or dementia. It's very torturous to gradually see that happen. He gave out something else. Really, he gave out something to all the mothers in the church. It wasn't in the morning. I go for the 5:30 p.m. mass on Saturday, and he did give something out to all the mothers that were in the church. And he also splashes holy water. He walks around the church, and he dunks this thing. It looks like a little Indian club or whatever, a little mace, and he goes like this, and it looks like a little gada, and he splashes holy water on.
Oh.
Looks like a little gada. Oh yeah, the wheel's here. The wheel's here. It's coming. It's coming. Actually, it's coming now. Ooh. Let me turn. I'm getting all flustered here, and pins and needles, and I feel hot. Let me turn the air conditioner on a little higher. Hold on, people. Let me see. What am I going to use? All right. I'll use the good old piranha fish. I'll be back in a flash. I just got to turn the AC a little bit higher. Okay. Oh, now it's time for the one and only da-da-ba-ba. To collect dust. Oh yeah, he was making love to that chrome steel mace. No, he's such a braggart, Rick Brown. He really is. Okay, let me retrieve the old wheel. Gotcha. I don't know where the people went. I mean, where Jordy went and where BC is. I sent him a link because he was really nice to me on the show. So I assume, we buried the hatchet, but maybe he's by his mom's house. If his mom is still alive. All right. Here we go. Okay, coupon meals. Well, there are various coupons that you can get to go out for a discounted dinner on the internet. You can print it out, or maybe some of them have a QR code now. You go to a restaurant and you get a discount. Now, I want you people to be aware that if you present the coupon before you order the food, instead of presenting it after you receive the food, they will give you, and I proved this, those greedy, stingy bastards that are in the restaurant business will give you like half the portion of food. So be aware of this, that a coupon is not necessarily something that's coming from the goodness of their heart and you know, they want to be generous to their customers, and they want to give something back to their customers. It's all horseshit. It's all deception. It's always beware of something that's on sale in the retail industry, especially the people that are part of the tribe. Wink, wink, nod, nod. The tribe. They will jack up the regular selling retail price, and then when it goes on sale, they'll advertise 20% off. They jacked up the retail price. You're not getting 20% off. It's all deception. It's all deception. Michael Hilton. Michael Hilton, yeah. I only do that because Michael Hilton is being all egomaniacal, narcissistic, and selfish, and he is not into fellowship with like-minded people and friends. He wants to do everything solo because he wants all the attention on himself. That's what it is. And I'm doing this to bust his balls, obviously. Oh, yeah, you know, Ronnie's down in Clearwater, Florida. You know, he's got a piscina on his I guess condominium complex. Yes, in-ground pool. Oh yeah, stuffing it with corn. You know, the owner's son was furious. He said they weren't supposed to serve crab cakes that night at the Crow's Nest because they didn't have enough crab meat to serve crab cakes. So that scumbag cook, he tried to stretch the crab meat by throwing in breading, and it was like a big, like my sister says, it was a huge crab flavored corn cake. That's exactly what it is, what it was. Well, we have more pictures of Michael Hilton that are equally hilarious, if not worse. Oh, the Mission Viejo Country Club in Mission Viejo, California. Yeah, he has to pay rent to stay there, I think. You know, I wonder if it's his wife. He's married to his black woman. I wonder if it's his wife that insists that they live like rich people, because a lot of people have champagne taste with a beer wallet, you know, and they live way beyond their means. Okay, let's get back to what is this fucking thing? Hold on. Well, there are people, and I know some on social media, and you know, I'm sure you meet them eventually in every walk of life, you know, face to face, that they constantly talk about themselves nonstop. They brag constantly about anything that involves themselves. They tell you how much they paid for everything. You know, they drop prices. But as soon as you mention one thing about you, because they never ask you a question about you, like they'll never say, Commodore, how have you been? How was your weekend? How are you? They don't care. It's the second you mention something about yourself, they change the subject. They cut you off and they go right back to them. So these are not good friends to have. And like we were talking about Michael Hilton, you know, now he just wants to go solo. He doesn't want to do the panel of people. He doesn't want to contribute to someone else's show. Caviar, yeah, champagne taste and caviar. That's yeah, the British guy that had a show. Yeah, I remember him. My brain went blank. Anyway, champagne tastes on a beer budget to maintain appearances for self-promotion, to sell seminar enrollments to high-faluting yuppies. Well, there are high-faluting yuppies that insist that everything must be designer that they own. They have to have someone important has to have their name on everything they wear or buy. You know, my late Uncle Phil used to tell me that prestige is all in the mind. And he had the money to buy everything prestigious. Hey, Commodore, how are your horseshoe-shaped triceps? How are your horseshoe-shaped triceps? Yeah, I never heard that from a narcissist circular centrifugal torque trainer instructors with narrow shoulders and a broad trout, a brook trout, like a brook trout. I'm sorry, with narrow shoulders like a brook trout. No, he never mentioned your physical attributes at all. All he did was mock you. I took it that he was a very jealous, self-centered person. And when I mentioned your physical attributes, your assets, he just didn't answer me. You know, because you know he wants to dominate. He wants to dominate the industry because he must dominate, or it's what he feels like doing. Because like you said in the past, no one else can have a commercial fishing boat in his ocean. Yes, yes. We know them well. We know them well. The trolls, the internet trolls, who get a thrill out of making other people's life miserable. Because they have no life of their own. They're pathetic people. Some of them have the perfect face for radio, which means they could be really funny looking. They could be downright ugly. And they generally use an avatar on all their profiles. They'll never show their real picture. Usually trolls use many aliases and never show their real photo because they don't want people to know who they are. Yes, narcissists need to have their name on everything. Signature series, yes. thinking they are like Michael Jackson, Bobby Orr, Wayne Gretzky, or Mickey Mantle. Yeah, how can you have an autograph series anything unless you're somebody? You have to be a somebody. You can't be a nobody and be a legend in your own mind and have your name on a product line and expect people to run out and buy it and pay a high premium price for it, like Rosewater Kinetics thought. Rosewater Kinetics and Paul Tear Ass Wolkowinski thought was going to happen to the Kelly Manzone Signature Series Indian clubs. Meanwhile, who is Kelly Manzone? Is she a household name? Did she win an Olympic medal or anything? Pan Am Games? What exactly has she accomplished that people should pay a high price for even a Paul Terrace Wolkowinski signature Indian club? Who are they? You tell me, please. Who are they? And you know what? Kashi Azad thought that was very funny, and he says he wished that were to happen. See, he didn't get mad, but the person who has a thing, who has a real thing for Kelly, got angry. Interesting, isn't it interesting? So these trolls, they keep a very low profile. They're always undercover, and that's what they do because they're nothing. They're nothing. They're nobodies. They have raisin balls. Maybe they live in their mother's basement. Or they could be man babies. They could be ugly. They could be ugly as hell, and this is their way of getting attention. You see, with some people, negative attention is better than no attention at all. Yes, the space program, Oh, keep your hands apart while swinging a flying projectile, steel mace. I have never seen a Major League Baseball player swing a bat with their hands apart. Neither have I. Now, the space program, as you well know, some of the world's wealthiest people, in this case men, that are in the spotlight, that look like geeks and or they have douchebag looking faces. They're getting into the privatized space program, right? Instead of paying their employees a living wage and benefits that they deserve, they prefer to have a space race with other billionaires, that they're competing against because of their egos, right? We're talking about people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the CEO of the Virgin Atlantic, and I don't know, Bill Gates is not involved. Zuckerberg, he was interested, but his rocket didn't make it. His rocket blew up. And yeah, Elon Musk is very much interested in artificial intelligence, you know, robotics, the Tesla cars, of course, and the space program. Now, I don't think they're into the space program just as a hobby. I think they're involved in it because there's money to be made. And I think the money to be made is to get suckers to pay millions of dollars to become passengers on their spacecraft. Because forget about, I can't see the mega wealthy trying to mine precious minerals on a planet or an asteroid, because how the hell do you bring all of that massive, all of the massive minerals that were mined, how do you bring that back to Earth? I think it's because there are rich people with money to burn that are willing to pay a lot of money to go into space. I don't think they're doing it because of advancing the science of space travel or to advance space travel so Earthlings can find a perfect habitable planet to move to in case when the time comes when Mother Earth kicks the bucket. Thanks to corporate greed, we're destroying our planet. I don't think it's that. I think it's to sell tickets to wealthy people that want the space experience. Well, it's a lie because when Paul Walker-Winsky made that ridiculous video that you must keep your hands apart while swinging the mace, that's only because Kelly Manzone decided to keep her hands apart because feminists are so arrogant. They're such know-it-alls. They're so power hungry that they're willing to make up their own rules in life. You don't swing a baseball bat or a golf club or a mace in exercising with your hands apart. You just don't do it. So that's pretty much it with the space program. You know, I mean, everybody can see that Jeff Bezos' spacecraft is shaped like his head, like his bald head, like a dildo. Just like those small little baby batons that the new steel mace community is addicted to, where they're all making love to the steel mace baton with the penis head at the end. You know? Uno momento, por favor. I will be right with you. I'm not going anywhere, but hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm back. Anyway. Okay. Do you think that hobbies would love the bald, pointy head of Jeff Bezos and make love to it while swinging the little dildo baton without a shirt in Times Square, New York City? Yes, I do. I think that he is most likely a huge Jeff Bezos fan. I believe he shops Amazon for everything. I believe he loves Jeff Bezos' dildo-shaped spacecraft. Now, the other guy from Georgia, I think, he's another one that makes love to the steel dildo mace. He's another one. And believe it or not, other people in the circular training community are on his friends list. Well, how come every time somebody does something that makes them popular, how come they all come flocking to them and giving them compliments? And you know, there are so many sycophants in this world today. It makes me sick. I am sick of sycophants. I really am. It's really despicable. It's nauseating. How many spineless ass kissers are out there? Yeah, that saying "too big to fail" is total crap. The company, no one is too big to fail. In capitalism, there's supposed to be competition, not monopolies. If you fail, it's your own fault. Okay, that's the way the crab cake crumbles. Small businesses fail. So if a small business can't do things right and can't compete for whatever reason, the same thing can happen to a big business. So why should they get bailed out? Why should they get free corporate welfare that in some cases they don't pay back? In other cases, I'm very happy to hear they do pay back. Like I think General Motors or some car company did. But there are others that don't. And I know that the Commodore knows this all too well about corporate bailouts. Let's see. Yeah, rim job kisses. You're damn right. Rim jobbers. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. But you know, I always wondered what the psychology is of the sycophant suck-ups, the brown noses. There's got to be a psychology. Is it that they're so insecure that they need someone who has the attributes that they wish they had? Someone on top, someone successful to tell them what to do, like a daddy figure. They need a father figure up on a pedestal, up on Mount Olympus to tell them how to run their lives. Maybe that's it. Maybe they have not only raisins for balls, they have raisins for balls. That's even worse. Circular talk training has made an industry and mockery of a 3,000-year-old ancient masters without paying homage. You're damn right. They spit in their face. They made a mockery of it. They bastardize the sport. They do it not because they really like or love the history of circular training, not because they care about the history of circular training. They're exploiting circular training for profit. They're introducing it to people that never heard of circular training in the West. They're introducing them to this as a new fad, as a new spectacle. So the people get all enthusiastic over it because the charlatans themselves are enthusiastic and full of hype. So therefore, the followers become full of hype and enthusiastic because they don't really have a mind of their own, Commodore. They don't. They're not like George Carlin used to say. They're not free. They're not independent, critical, free thinkers. Richard Ami McGuire, Daniel Ramsey, Steve Maxwell are all black belt martial artists who pay homage to the ancient masters. Yes, you notice that the people who truly are experts are also humble enough to respect others from ancient times that paved the way for them. They respect the ancient masters who taught the sport. What it comes down to is they have humility and they have respect. Where these charlatan crooks, these infomercial type pitchmen have no respect for the ancient masters. None. Oh yeah. Steve Cotter tells Rick Brown that he should charge $1,000 a head. So that must mean that Steve Cotter has a lot of fluff in his seminars. Maybe Steve Cotter has a lot of cheap filler in his seminars. You know, like putting too much white rice in a burrito, cheap filler. Or putting too much lettuce and tomato in a roast beef sandwich so you get less roast beef. Karl Gotch always paid homage to the ancient masters. You're damn right. And he's the one that brought circular training to the United States. And he brought it to Japan because he trained many famous Japanese wrestlers. And there's YouTube videos of him doing so. And he was really big on that whole thing, you know, with wrestling from Zirconese, Iranian wrestling, Kushti wrestling from India, the whole training system that they do. He practiced and he brought it to the United States. And Jake Shannon was a disciple of Karl Gotch. He was trained by Karl Gotch. He knew Karl Gotch. So we're talking about circular training because this is what the Commodore currently is involved in. Competitive circular training. Plus he just loves the form of exercise. You know, he has rehabilitated his injured shoulder on circular training. You know, so he's done it himself without any surgery, no orthopedic surgeons, no so-called physical therapist did it. He's the therapist. The Commodore is the therapist for himself, and he used circular training to cure his bad shoulder ailment. know them well. We know them well. Shady, sleazy car dealers, car salesmen. Well, it comes from the top. It comes from the dealership owner. Rehabilitated both shoulders and rotator cuffs, both shoulders and both rotator cuffs through circular torque training. Yes, bravo, bravo, bravo. And I toast you. Now, talking about the sleazy car sale. When I was a kid, did you know my grandfather used to drive all the way up to Mahwah, New Jersey, which borders New York State. It's in our county. It's in Bergen County, but it's the biggest. It's the largest town probably in northern New Jersey, as far as land goes. Square miles, and they had a Ford assembly plant. I mean, it's been gone for a long, long time. They had a Ford assembly plant in Mahwah, New Jersey. Did you know my grandfather was allowed, as a consumer, to go to the assembly plant and pay wholesale price for any new Ford motor vehicle that he wanted? He didn't, in those days, you didn't have to go through a car dealer. And I mean, I was like, oh, gee, how old was I? I'm talking about the early 1960s. I'm serious. Yeah. And somebody passed a law where you have to go to the middleman. You have to go to the retail crook. You have to go to the lying, sleazy, underhanded car dealer. And why should you pay a salesperson thousands of dollars for something that you used to get right from the auto manufacturer, right from the assembly plant? Unbelievable. James, when are you going to get a bottle of that vintage blueberry wine from southern New Jersey? What is the name of the family who produces that blueberry wine? Oh, Bellanzano Winery. Bellanzano. Well, if I see it, I guess I should really look for it. If I see it, I will get it. Thanks for reminding me. But anyway, isn't that something? My grandfather used to be able to go right to the assembly plant and buy a car. No one really needs the middleman. The middleman is like a parasite. You don't need the middleman. That's one of the downfalls of capitalism, aside from allowing monopolies and allowing the mega rich to go on a tax vacation. You think it was lobbyists that might have passed a law that no one can go to an auto industry assembly plant and buy a car? Buy a Chevrolet, or a Ford, or a Chrysler. You think that might have happened? You think some politicians in Washington might have gotten their palms greased? It's possible. I guess Jordy never came back. I guess maybe Jordy went on a booze hound show where everybody is just talking about booze and getting drunk. You know, that happens. I sent Eric the link. I wonder, he's not around. I said, BC. I thought he wasn't mad anymore, unless he's by his mom's house for Mother's Day. That's right. We're doing a good job, just me and you. And oh yeah, Bart is probably almost finished working out. All right. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. All right, listen very carefully, you jabroni jumbalonis out there. All viruses mutate. They all create new variants. All viruses. That's just what they do. That's how they survive. Now, a virus will mutate. A virus will create a variant only if it's spread. The more it's spread from host to host, from person to person, the more it mutates, the more it spreads, the more it mutates, new variants are created. Then you sometimes have to create a new vaccine. If people only would take precautions and not spread it and do the right thing that they're told, sanitation and blah, 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 social distance, wear a mask when you have to, then the virus will be stopped dead in its tracks. Stop. And then it won't mutate because it's not spreading. And then it's simply your immune system, builds up and then it dies. But these people keep on spreading it, and spreading it, and spreading it, and it mutates and mutates and mutates and mutates. Yeah, please do so. That would be a good article if you find it. Either article or video, because I went with my grandpa when I was a little kid. And we went to the Ford assembly plant, and no, that ended. Then nobody can go to the assembly plant. Nobody could buy wholesale anymore. Bart pumped so much iron today at the gym that a beautiful divorced middle-aged woman asked him out for supper at her house without the brats from another father. Oh yeah, you got these women with kids, right, from another father that expect you to be the instant automatic daddy for somebody else's kids. And they're really pushy about it too. Listen, a man only has to do two things. That's die and pay taxes. And you were telling me about Commodore, about how Canadians in the maritime provinces cannot purchase at a reasonable price at a fish market, cannot purchase fresh seafood for their own consumption, because all of the commercially caught seafood in Canada is exported to the United States and possibly abroad. $1.30. That's the conversion rate, the current conversion rate. So it's worth $1.30 in Canadian money, $1 in $1 US. That sucks, man. I mean, like all the marinas in the maritime provinces, the people that go out for, let's say, lobster, or let's say cod, or let's say haddock, or let's say, I don't know, maybe even halibut, scallops. It all gets exported. The local people cannot go to, let's say, a marina on the Bay of Fundy, a marina, and purchase food from a local fish market. That really sucks. Hold on. That fixed rate difference is the reason why all of our seafood is exported to the USA. Oh, because they get that extra 30 cents on a dollar. So if that extra 30 cents on a dollar for all Canadian caught seafood, I guess adds up to be big bucks, and this is the reason why it's exported. That sucks, man. That sucks. It's a shame. It's a shame. When do you need to quit work and go to the gym, there, Commodore? It doesn't look like anybody else is coming back. And I'm gonna make some dinner. My throat is getting a little irritated. I'm just asking. I'm not saying I can't. You know, I can hang with you until you're finished. Just let me know. Now they say that there's the new variant that replaced Omicron is expected to infect 100 million new Americans. 100 million new Americans will get infected from the new variant. Well, they said the coronavirus is seasonal, like I guess like the flu, and during warm weather it kind of like hides somewhere. All we have up here is corporate-owned franchises such as Wendy's, McDonald's, Subway, 30% premium from US dollar to Canadian. Oh, crap. That's garbage, man. You got Burger King, too? What about Popeyes? Do you have Popeyes chicken? Or not really? Okay. I quit the gym because I do all of my holistic workouts at my Akara in my home. That is right. You told me that. This is the birth. This is the birth. Oh, hold on. I got to get a bird's eye view of Jeff Zambello. Hold on, baby. All right, go ahead. Let me see the horseshoe again. I couldn't see the horseshoe. There's the lats. There's the wide lats. Let me see the horseshoe. There's the pectorals from Akara, North Atlantic. There's the horseshoe. There's the horseshoe, triceps. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know what? You don't need to spend money on gym membership because Akara North Atlantic by the Commodore is the best in the business as far as I'm concerned. Oh, as far as I'm concerned. And I think that is really fantastic that you've done that. Let me ask the old pendulum. Crystal Pendulum, you think that the Commodore's decision to quit spending money on gym membership and working out at home in peace and quiet and solitude is one of the best decisions he ever made? Yes. It's going clockwise. That means yes. Crystal pendulum. Do you think when the weather starts to get cold this autumn, do you think Americans will finally do the right thing and avoid a new COVID-19 wave? No. Is it because a lot of Americans are selfish, stubborn, hard-headed jackasses? Yes. Is Rick Brown very upset because the pandemic took money out of his pocket? I mean, took money out of his white envelope? Do you think the pandemic for Rick Brown was a form of karma to teach him a lesson? Yes. Yes. I thought so. So, do you see Akara North Atlantic by the Commodore? Do you see it becoming a huge thing on the internet when the Commodore video records his workouts? A big yes. A big yes. And I will promote them all with a passion. I will promote them all with a passion. Hold on, we got Commodore's words of wisdom. James, it was not an easy decision to quit the commercial gym because it is my social life. But those heavy weights unnecessary were damaging connective tissues, ligaments, tendons, and cartilage, etc. And what happens in the commercial gym is that the young guys who only care about heavier weights kind of get into a competition with the other men in the gym, and then you get suckered into lifting heavy because maybe some of them are assholes, and if they see you doing something with a lighter weight, you know, they mock you. I know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. They will mock, which is a shame, really. Is that about accurate, what I just said? Okay. So this way, when you're home in the Akara, nobody mocks you. Nobody disturbs you. Nobody interrupts you. You only compete with yourself. The Commodore only competes with the Commodore. He doesn't. So you have blinders on, like a Clydesdale. You don't have to worry about nobody. All right, hold on. Art. Just left the gym. Just me and one gorgeous African-American lady, unfortunately, probably half my age. She didn't want a damn thing to do with me, I'm sure. Oh, so you're assuming this. Well, did she look at you? I mean, did she look at you like more than once? You should never assume. Bart, that is awesome. I told you so. You just keep pumping iron, and good things will happen in your life. Yeah, keep on eating that spinach. Well, yeah, they do genetically have very nice bodies, figures. I have to admit, and they got that. That's where the Caribbean Latinas got their tight, round bubble butt. They got it from the slaves when they brought the slaves in the Caribbean from Africa to work the sugar cane. They intermingled with the colonists, the white European colonists, and the Indians, the Taino Indians, and they became they created a mixed race. But I think the bubble butt came from Africa. I think so. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you follow Commodore Jeff Zambello's exercise program, you will become like a Superman. You will become like a Marvel superhero. When I am in the Akara, I play very educational podcasts of philosophical theology from the ancient church doctors from 100 AD to the Middle Ages. So you are able to watch important, deep educational programming as you exercise. So you don't need to listen to like dance club music or heavy metal rock. So you can listen to deep educational material. I'm assuming, and that's pretty good. You have very good concentration for that. They have nice clits. They have I knew one that was a bodybuilder that had a large clit. I used to call her my little plum tomato because the clit looked like a tonsil or like a punching bag, like a speed bag, like a plum tomato. It was little Irish jig music there. The lady at Bart's gym has a nice clit. Not the ancient church doctors. Ha, 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 ha. Now, when I was in Boston's North End, I stuck my head in an Italian bakery, and I says, "Hey, do you have any cappuccini here?" He says, "This is a bakery. What are you talking about, cappuccini? Get out of here." That's a broiled sheep's lamb's head. I like that. I had good fettuccine carbonara. No, Alfredo. I'm sorry. Yeah, fettuccine Alfredo. The lady at Bart's gym. Oh, I already did that. I dated a few fine-looking black women. They were all muscle, and I mean that in the most respectful way. Well, they're naturally curvaceous, so they have the curve, but they're solid curves. They're solid curves, and they got the pouty lips, and they got long hard nipples like a Purdue oven stuffer roaster, with that little thermometer that pokes out when the chicken is done. Yeah. The Commodore's routine. I tell you, I will. I like to save the Commodore's workout videos on my one of my playlists on my YouTube channel. If he doesn't have his own YouTube channel, I definitely would love to save it on my. I have a playlist that I can put fitness, health and fitness oriented videos. I think he used to. I think Commodore used to send me an attachment by email of some of your pre-recorded exercise videos, or unless you used to go live on Facebook when you did them, maybe. I know on your profile you're allowed to go live with your fitness videos. That's not a bad idea. You know, then I can share them on the group, or you can put them on the group. No, you're not a member anymore. On the group. They like to have their pussies eaten by Italian men. I had 2 huge Italian sausages made by Patsy's, you know, Frank Sinatra's favorite restaurant, and they had parsley and cheese inside. They were really good. I've been buying that at ShopRite. I've been buying packages of them. Then I wrap them, maybe 2 or 3 in one wrapper. I get the, you know, the parchment paper, or you can use wax paper, and I put it in a freezer bag with the Ziploc, and I keep them in the freezer. You guys got me all out of sorts now. Well, you know, this show could be like a man cave or a locker room. Do you think there are many people in the booze community that don't consistently come on my show because these people are really deep down alcoholics? Yes. Yeah. You see, I got Michael Hilton's picture. I like that picture because he has a duck face. His lips going like this. That's why I chose that photo. Yeah, they are solid. Yeah, they are, and curvaceous. But it's not curvaceous with like cellulite and fat. It's solid curvaceous. They definitely are. They definitely are. Quack, 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 quack. Yes, UFOs. I watch certain programs on the Travel Channel, like Paranormal, Caught on Camera, and other shows on other stations. And because of the invention of the smartphone, with the high megapixel, high quality videos and photos that they take, and audio, they really are putting out high quality. There are so many UFO videos being sent to these programs from individuals, right? You know, everyday walk of life, and they exist. I'm convinced because I've seen so many of them. It's just a massive amount. Even NASA admitted that they exist. Finally. Oh yeah, very awesome, very awesome. Finally, NASA has come clean with something we already knew. 300 body weight squats. 100 Hindus. Well, okay, I follow you now. 100 Hindu squats, 100 Bulgarian split squats, 20 reps, 20 rep sets each leg, then 100 prison style. Oh, what's that? Lots of calf raises on the elevated rubber mat. Prison style, your hands are behind your head. Wait, hold on for a second. So your hands are behind your head, squat. Prison style. Now, I know there's a squat called a sissy squat where you lean back and you're holding on to something. But what about lunges? You ever do lunges? Now,
Bulgarian split squats.
Bulgarian split squats. Now with the Bulgarian split
Right.
with the Bulgarian split squat, aka lunge variation. What people have to understand is you must never allow your knee to go over your foot. As you're coming down, your lower leg must be perfectly perpendicular to your thigh bone, to your femur. So you have to watch your knees as you're lunging, and if you allow your knee to go forward over the instep of your foot, then you can injure your knee. You can eventually get an injury. So when you come down, your lower leg must be straight. So you cannot have a tilt of your knee going forward. Okay, but lunges are great. I hear that Olympic speed skaters do lots of lunges with light dumbbells, with 25-pound dumbbells. I hear. Who's this? No. Competition, kettlebell competition, mace swinger. He did some powerlifting in his days. Powerlifting moves, competition. Not a pro wrestler. I have a friend that's a pro wrestler, Ken Thiessen. He was with the WWE for like 10 years. U.S. Army infantry paratrooper back in the 1980s and early 1990s. You know, it takes a lot of courage to jump out of a plane. Well, luckily you have two ways to release your parachute. Right? You have the first standard way, and then you have an emergency release of the parachute, I believe. Yeah, it's only the skydiving hobbyists that get into trouble because they get, I don't know what goes through their head, but they decide to fall a little bit longer than they have to, and they release the parachute a little bit later than they should. You know, it's more exhilarating to them, and then they end up in trouble. They hit the ground too fast. I am 57 years old and work out every day for several hours before work. Wow. I train upper body every other day as per above, and lower body as per above every other day. Well, the reason why you're able to work out this often is because many of your exercises happen to be body weight exercises. If somebody did only weight training, they're only supposed to work each muscle twice a week. But because you have high volume body weight exercises, you know, they're very high volume. You can get away with this. Reserve shoot in front of the body is what you were referring to. Yeah, reserve is when there's a malfunction. You have a reserve shoot that when you use it, it has to open up. Correct? Like it has to open up. Like your reserve shoot is not going to get stuck on you. You know, I mean, you have to open. Free fall parachuting is from at least 10,000 feet, whereas static line parachuting is from 800 to 1,200 feet, so the soldier does not get shot by the enemy. Oh, so in other words, the paratrooper lands quicker than the free-falling hobbyist skydiver, because if the paratrooper fell from a much higher altitude, the enemy would see them from a distance floating down, and I'd be like, yeah, right, like what do you call it, at the carnival when the ducks go by? Yeah. Sitting ducks. That's the term I was trying to find. Sitting ducks. Well, thank you. See, the people get educated on this show. Right now, as I am typing all of this dialogue, my triceps are fucking burning from the 300 push-ups as referenced above. I love this burning pump. Yeah, it's the lactic acid buildup. The lactic acid buildup and the pump, and so your triceps are, I bet they're on fire. If you're doing all those, if you're doing the Hindu push-ups and the Persian push-ups with your feet wide apart, you know, like the guys do on the Shenna board. Persian, that's why I said you use those foam blocks you got. You don't need to buy a Shenna board. Use the foam blocks. Good morning, my dear darling Masumi Matcha Milk. Good morning from Japan. It is now 6:23 a.m. in Tokyo. So I say good morning to Masumi. Yeah, so yeah, the Persian push-up, the half moons are not for the amateur. I mean, it's only for people that are in shape. It's not for the average person. They'll never be able to do Persian half moons. No way. That is not like a high volume push-up, but it's a kick-ass push-up. But you could do a lot of Persian push-ups, you know, with the feet wide. Yes, Masumi is here. Thank you. I know when I start the show at 3 p.m. Eastern time, it is way too early in Japan for her to watch at the beginning. So I realize that. You're very welcome, Masumi. You're very welcome. My lats are on fire too because I do so many sets of very light dumbbell reverse flies. Well, reverse flies will hit your posterior deltoids too. Yeah, here you go. Rear delts, traps, rhomboids, and scapula in between every set of push-ups. Push, pull, push, pull. That's the system I go by. The push-pull system. Yes, absolutely. The push-pull system is a great system because one day you'll do push if it's your choosing, and then the next time you'll do push pull, push pull, or pull push. Doesn't matter. With the push, you have the chest, the triceps, and the shoulders, deltoids.
Hi, Chrissy. I love you. How you doing, honey?
Yeah, with the push, you have the chest, triceps, and shoulders, and well, the anterior and medial deltoids. And then with the pull muscles, you have the biceps, forearms, and back, your latissimus dorsi. All the muscles of your back, rhomboids, trapezius. Well, there's a lower trapezius too, upper and lower trapezius rhomboids, and latissimus dorsi. So that's the push-pull system. Let me go back to my little grass shack. No. Metaphysics.
We have to go and up to the
Metaphysics. Oh, Christopher. Good for him. I hope things are going well for him. Metaphysics. Let's see. Will everything go very positively for Christopher, who's in basic training right now? And oh, really? Okay, good. So he will enter airborne training with flying colors from basic training. Will Christopher pass the airborne training successfully? Good. Big yes, a big yes. Will Masumi get her Toyota Crown car fixed perfectly soon? Yes. Will Americans that do the right thing and get vaccinated and sanitized, will they be safe from the new coronavirus variants? Yes. Do you like the Bishop Brian Ouellette from the show Ghost Adventures? Do you like his his YouTube programs, his podcasts and masses? Very big yes. Yeah, I like them too. I think they're great.
So that's nice. Yeah. So all that shit. So practice your Bulgarian split squats and lean back. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because if you lean forward, you lose your balance. But if you lean back, that's a real squat. And make sure you put your leg way out front. So that way your knee doesn't go over your toe. If you know what I mean. That's why you lean back. So you're straight up. Like your body, your upper torso is straight up. Like 90 degrees. Yeah, don't lean forward, don't lean back. Just should be straight up. And you'll get the hang of it. It takes a while. It takes a few thousand of them to get the hang of it. And then you get to whack away 20. I tell you, Chris, I've never gotten such a pump. You should see the front of my quads. They are unfucking believable. They're all cut up. You couldn't do leg extension machines and get this type of definition. That's what the guy Rob was talking. And your knees are so healthy. You want to have healthy knees? Because it's all the little things around your knees. It's your ligaments, it's your cartilage, it's everything. It's rehabilitative. If there's one thing I can give you, it's that. That's what Rob was saying about the lunges and everything. But these things are unbelievable because because you have to maintain, so you don't go side to side. Like you have to balance yourself. It's beautiful. And just take your time, go up and down, nice and slow. So yeah. Okay. All right. So what else is going on? Good. Good. Mm. All right. All right. Then you march back. What like 12 miles, 15 miles? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Excellent. All right. I got to mow the lawn again tonight because I made it real short because I had to pace out the battery. The battery was okay if you do it right. So I did the whole front lawn in one battery and did part of the backyard. And then I did the rest of the backyard when I recharged it, went to work, came back, did it. And then I did the backyard again today. And then I'll do the front, and I finished doing the front lawn again, but real short because, I got to make sure because if you let this thing get out of control, you'll never catch up with the electrical lawnmower. So, yeah. Right. You can let it go. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everyone, all the viewers, for joining me on my show here, Progressive Discussions, which so far I've been doing every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Sunday's not written in stone, but it seems to be a good day and time for most people to be available.
Better than I ever imagined. Now I tell you all the time. I know I tell you all the time how much I love you, but I want you to know that you are in my heart every second of the day. You are in my heart where God is. There are many reasons why I love you so much, but here are just a few. First of all,
Anyway, the show I did with Ronald Theriot went very well. Joker's Wild Wednesday and Thundering Thursday. Thundering Thursday was a lot of fun. It was only me and Ronald Theriot, but we did a lot with it. We did very well with the show, even with the both of us, because usually the banter goes extremely well if there's no one else on the show. You can only do that with a person of education, common sense, logic, and a personality. You have to have a sense of humor. And when you banter back and forth with those attributes, it makes for a great show, in my opinion. It really does. There are people that go live and they use it as an excuse to get very intoxicated with others. And it's a live show that's pre-recorded and they're very drunk. And they put it on social media. They put it on Facebook. First, they put it on YouTube. It's not something to be proud of. It's not something that you want to show the world. And because if they see you on video on the internet, you know how it is with the internet. Once it goes on the internet, it's out there forever. If they see you as a drunk in every video, well, that is going to reflect your reputation as a person. What if you decide when you get older to get involved with politics? What if you decide to apply for a good job? What if you decide to be an actor or an actress? These videos are going to come back to bite you on the ass very hard, unfortunately. I mean, I pretty much say whatever's on my mind. I'm very honest. I tell it like it is. That's how I am. But I'm sober. I'm not drunk. That's the important part. That is the important part. I'm honest, but I'm not intoxicated.
Yeah, I go home in a few minutes here, and then I'll mow the lawn.
Okay.
And
you have? Did they make a cordless? I know. Like I have a really nice cord.
All right. I
Oh,
love you with all my heart. All right. Bye, honey.
Yeah, I have a very nice cordless rechargeable vacuum. Do they have something like that in with lawnmowers or weed whackers? No, I know he has limited time. He's on base. Yeah, well, he calls once, and that's when you get to talk to him. It's understandable. Okay, no problem. You know what? I'm going to end the show. It's about time for dinner. I'm going to be preparing venison quesadillas. I have some venison meat from chopped venison, and I have all the right sauces and hot sauce and cheese and everything and tortillas. I'm going to make some nice venison quesadillas for dinner. And then if I'm still hungry, I have a nice 8-ounce Black Angus beef patty. I'll have a hamburger, or maybe I'll have a cheeseburger. So. Anyway, I'm going to close out the show. I don't know what happened to the others, but who the hell cares? We had a great show. Thank you, co-host, for being on the show with me. Thank you. I feel the same way likewise. And I really think you should go back. I think you should start video recording your workouts in the Akara. And I definitely want to promote those videos of your exercise program so people can see what you do. And this has absolutely nothing to do with the seminars that all these other jabroni jumbalonis of the circular training seminar world. So I say seminar world because they're only interested in profit. They're not interested in the sport or honoring the ancients. So when you do the videos from your Akara, this is out of love and passion and respect for the sport, which is thousands of years old. And I just like to show people how it's really done. Not like these closet gays that like are fondling and running their fingers up and down the chrome steel mace, like a dildo. You'll know what I mean when you see them doing videos. It's really, The ancients never did it. They never did what they do. Never. And what they're doing is creating a lazy man's way of working out with circular training, because they're not really working out. They're doing choreography, like they were on stage doing a play. They're like, you know, if you see it, you would say, what a fruit booty that these people are. They should wear spandex. They should wear spandex. Oh yeah, I got my Akara. I got my Akara. I call it the Personal Training Studio 54. You know, with all the gym mats and everything, the Shena board and the. You know, speaking of Bulgarian split squats, there's an exercise where you take a stability ball, you put her against the wall on your lower back, and you lean back, and when you squat, you look like you're sitting on a chair. You look like you're sitting on an imaginary chair. Exactly. Your knees, your lower leg, your upper leg, everything is in perfect position, just like you were in a chair that doesn't exist. And that is usually done by martial artists, and that is a very deceivingly difficult lower body exercise. I mean, it really is. So anyway, I will end the show. Take care everyone. Oh, Bart Robinson. The venison sounds excellent, James. Gotta go. You guys have a great evening and be safe. You too, Bart Robinson. You too. Have a good night. Have a good night. Okay, I'm going to go. All right. Thank you, everyone, and take care. And have an enjoyable beginning of the new week.